Is In the Know for Thursday, April 23, the 114th day of 2020. There are 252 days left in the year. Good morning. MB guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station, 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast. We're on Facebook Watch, we're on YouTube Live, we're on Periscope, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we will update you on the very latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We'll hear about Governor Beshear's briefing yesterday. We'll hear about Judge Executive Henderson's briefing yesterday. President Trump is nudging. Plus, we're going to try something new on the show today. We're going to try an illusion. See how it works. It may be terrible, but we're going to find out. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
After a day at home, back out on the virtual T-shirt travel tour.
Yes.
Today you are spotlighting the travels to New Orleans, Louisiana.
Wish I were there.
Yeah. Well, are you
right?
sure?
No. Well, I mean, in normal circumstances.
Normal conditions
yes.
would be fine.
Oysters are great there.
We've been to New Orleans 2 times. They were about a decade apart, and either New Orleans changed a lot in a decade or we did. I'm not sure which it was, but right? two different experiences on the front and back of the decade. She's the pride of Pumpkin Center, the heiress to the great mini burger fortune. She's Vera Wang's arch nemesis. We're in the Professional Bargain Hunters Woman of the Year. She's Misty Embry Thomas. Hey. How's Misty?
Healthy.
Good. 2 thumbs up. I like you're leading with it. Yeah. I don't have to wait for it.
Yeah.
Get it right there. You take a preemptive strike and let us know that you're 2 thumbs up healthy. That's good. Yeah. I'm about to rain some. That's a weird way to put this. I'm about to rain sunshine into your day.
Okay.
In fact, every one of your future days. Are you ready?
Yep.
I saw a product on the market and I thought of your household.
Okay.
It is a new toaster.
Oh, all right.
And it's kind of a fancy kitchen gadget, which is really more of a Christy Buckles type of thing. Yeah. But I know you're not against a fancy kitchen gadget. But this is a toaster that will imprint a picture of Bob Ross on every piece of toast.
More toast in my life, please.
I don't like it.
A little bit of. We're not getting it for you. We're getting it for Misty.
He knew you wouldn't like
the
it.
Thomas household that loves Bob Ross.
We do.
And a little bit of butter.
Just a little
bit of butter. A little bit of butter. A little bit of jam. A little bit of jam. A little bit of jam.
Here.
Right.
Nutella. You know, this actually is in my lineage, as I just saw yesterday. My Tennessee family gifted their granddaughter a Bob Ross gift set. I don't know if it was a how to paint DVD set or if it was I don't know what it was, but she was holding up the box proudly at 10 years old, and I thought, yes, child, we're cut from the same cloth. Come on. My bloodline. Those are my people down there.
These are my people.
Yes.
Weather-wise today, locally heavy downpours, strong thunderstorm or 2 maybe across the southern portions of the region. For this afternoon, periods of rain, heavy downpours possible, as I mentioned. Highs this afternoon will vary from the 50s and 60s. Heavier downpours will fade. Light showers or drizzle will likely extend into the overnight. Lows generally in the 50s. Rain and thunder and 62 today. Rain chance at 40%. Showers and drizzle tonight and 53. 71 tomorrow. May shape up as a pretty nice day if the clouds will get out of the way sooner rather than later. Governor Beshear reported yesterday 181 new COVID-19 cases in Kentucky. He also announced 14 additional deaths reported over the previous 24-hour period. He said the state now has 3,373 confirmed cases of the virus. He said the deaths were from Boyd, Fayette, Jefferson, 6 in Jefferson, Graves, Hopkins, Grant, Campbell, and 2 in Kenton County. 41 Kentucky counties reported new cases over the previous 24 hours, including nearby Butler, Ohio, Hopkins, Muhlenberg, and Hardin counties. According to the governor, 36,075 people have undergone testing, and 1,311 people have recovered from the illness. Speaking of the testing, we're going to talk about how that's going to be ramped up in the coming days and some changes early next week. We'll backtrack on that in just a moment, but I want to bring you what Judge Henderson and other county leaders had to tell us yesterday afternoon in their 3:30 briefing, that 6 new COVID-19 cases have been confirmed in Grayson County. Judge Henderson said that all 6 are connected to Grayson Nursing and Rehab. 4 residents have tested positive, along with 2 staff members. The 4 residents are all women, 90, 94, 97, and 80. The employees are both also female, 19 and 39. The newly confirmed cases increased Grayson County's total to 24 victims, 18 tied to that one facility, 9 residents and 9 staff members. One Grayson County case, a 66-year-old man who was not a resident of the facility, has been transferred to a higher facility, according to Director Josh Embry. He is in intensive care as of yesterday afternoon, but stable condition. Did he give any update on that when you talked to him last hour? In total, 262 people have been tested for the virus in Grayson County. 205 have tested negative. 33 tests are pending. 5 people have recovered. There's a story at K105.com today that looks specifically at long-term care facilities, or what we would commonly call nursing homes, that in Kentucky nursing homes, there are 650 COVID-19 cases, and there have been 71 deaths. So we talk about this virus comes for the most vulnerable, the most susceptible, because there's generally some level of underlying issue in most every resident of one of those facilities. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. Some of it is just advanced age, an inability to maybe care for yourself like you might be able to if you were at home. But generally, as you age, your body starts to change, and then you may also have some other type of long-term care issue that puts you there, but it still makes you vulnerable. And so I glanced at the numbers this morning because Josh Embry 2 days ago had said, if you're able to put Grayson Nursing and Rehab over into its own category, and then also look at the rest of the county as a whole, we're still in the single digits outside of that facility, even though we're in the 20s now. There are 18 cases related to that one facility, and it's definitely a concern, but one that they're able to focus on, while those who are not related to that facility can focus outside that. But broadly, 19% of the cases in Kentucky are nursing home cases. So of the 3,373, 650 are nursing homes, but 38% of the fatalities are nursing homes. So when you look at the number of fatalities that we've seen as a result of it, it's a very high percentage, nearly 40%. So something to keep in mind. Governor Beshear did say that testing is going to be ramped up, and that will begin with new drive-through testing locations at Kroger in Owensboro and Bowling Green. And he said the testing will now be offered to the general public. Before, it was first responders, healthcare workers, and people over the age of 65. And now testing in Kentucky and everywhere has been a challenge, he says, but we are going to increase our capacity day over day. He said that the increased testing is one of the guidelines to meet before reopening a cross-section of Kentucky businesses. And so all you'll have to do is go and sign up. You'll have to, I don't know if you can have a reservation or how that's going to work, but it looks like for those people who want one, they're going to be able to get one. Mm-hmm. And he also said that an initial phase of resuming healthcare services will start next week. The initial easing of restrictions will allow for resumption of such services as diagnostic and radiology testing. He had halted elective medical procedures to ensure hospitals have enough capacity and PPE to deal with the viruses. And then in another development, we're talking about some of the threats that have been made to the governor. A Louisville man, state police arrested an attorney from Louisville who had made negative statements on social media that appeared to threaten the governor. They arrested 53-year-old Greg Troutman. His attorney, Steve Romine, says that the post was not a threat.
I'd like to see the post. I have seen some stuff that I thought you need to be charged over that. And then I've seen some stuff that went, that stinks, but it's freedom of speech.
Right. The president is I have been interested to watch what's happening in the White House throughout this entire event, the sequence of events, and there's credit and blame to go around at every level, including right here with me, right? The president can be credited with things, he can be blamed for things. The governor can be credited with things, blamed for things. I don't think there's a how-to guide on any of this stuff. We're as you've mentioned on the show, and I've heard other people mention, we're building the airplane in the sky as we fly it. But it is interesting that the president, also being commander-in-chief, is cheerleader-in-chief, but he tries to nudge people to get out there. So get out there, but don't go too far.
Stay on your leash.
Go fast, but not too quick. Slowly go out there, but maybe hurry up a little bit. And it's just
slow down.
It is, and I don't know exactly what I would have him do, because he's right. Okay, so go out there a little bit and then see what happens, but don't go too quickly. Like don't just be, I'm out here, Jerry, and I'm loving it. Right. I mean, just go, okay, let's go this far and see what happens, and then if we need to stand here and tread water for a while, we'll tread water for a while. But they're in impossible positions. All of them.
Like, okay, we're going to send our first line out and see if you all fare well.
Right.
So I have some nominations for first line people. It's kind of like the Tennessee DC
tip of the
list.
spear people. Yeah.
I'm going to want you to go on out in public first.
Well, we're going to get a bunch of Tennesseans that are going to tell us. I mean, Tennessee's going to be a case study in where we are, because they're going to move a lot faster than Kentucky. So I guess the question is this: if you could get on an airplane tomorrow and go somewhere, would you?
Wuhan.
Okay.
I mean, woohoo.
Right.
No.
Beej, would you fly tomorrow?
Oh, just you and I?
Yeah, just you and I.
With me packing wipes and the things that
I
I would
would
do?
fly.
Yes.
Listen,
I would.
I'm not that scared of the virus. I've never been afraid of the virus. I've been afraid of people.
I'm kind of tired of being stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, we had so many things planned that we've not been able to do. But I'm a good packer.
Well, the reason the question is being passed around is because the president can say things are open, but it doesn't mean people will go do them. Because if they're scared, they're not going to go.
And I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, you're going to see a divide. You're going to see people who rush out, and you're going to see people who hang back for a much longer amount of time, claiming you can open it, but I'm still not coming out. So. And I think that's the way it probably needs to be. If we all rush out at once, it's like overwhelming the hospital, which we were trying not to do. If we overwhelm society, we don't know what to do with ourselves.
On Survivor, they'll sometimes use other contestants as shields. So Tyson, who left last week, was sort of being used as a shield to give protection to other players. I think in the COVID-19 situation, what you're saying, the people of Tennessee, we might be able to use them as shields to figure out what happens to you all.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
release 1/3 of the population, please.
Then after we figure it out, then I might go, okay, I'll follow behind you and see where it goes. But that's part of the problem with the virus. You're following behind people that have it and are carrying it and are transmitting it. It was exciting to hear in the last 24 hours that the University of Louisville researchers are working on a coronavirus block, which I heard a lot of UK fans say, I'll never say another negative thing about U of L if this proves to fix the
Patino messed it up, and our research team totally redeemed us. Thank you, research team.
I heard that same quote from Dumb and Dumber this morning. You totally redeemed yourself.
You research team.
It is a technology that's based on a piece of synthetic DNA known as an aptamer, APTAMER, and it basically forms a block around the virus. It says, I'm going to contain you. You're not going to replicate yourself in the structure here. So it'll be exciting. They're looking to also fast track it through the FDA to see if maybe they can aid in the situation.
You know, I got to actually speak to Neely Bendapudi last week because her husband was one of my professors, and she hopped on our class. She is the president of U of L, for those who don't know. And it was so neat to have just a face-to-face conversation with her over video chat. We talked about leadership things. But she was championing the school and the research team and what they've done with coronavirus. And she said then, there's some stuff to come. Hold on, you're going to be so excited. I mean, she was basically letting us know, you're going to be so proud of your alma mater, of your school. And so that was released yesterday. I thought, I bet that's what she was pointing forward to.
One other thing that I would like to mention about President Bendapudi, just as a complete aside, she does seem to have expensive taste in books.
So I did find the book yesterday for $29.
Oh, okay. Well,
wow.
that's a tenth of the price
Yes.
that
Right?
you initially
Yes.
said.
Wow.
I was like, so she wants you to
I'd
buy.
ask
She does
her-
work for a college.
Yeah.
She wants you to buy a $229 book.
What I'd ask her was, what's your from your journey, what would you say to women who want to get into the role of leadership? And she said, "Oh, Misty, you've opened my favorite conversation, The Glass Cliff. Go find The Glass Cliff and read it." Well, when I went to find it yesterday, $230.
She must tell a lot of people that that's her favorite book because there's a demand for it and it's driving the price up.
Yeah.
A lot of kids who are, going to get out of school in the next couple of weeks will be looking to make summer plans, which will be a whole lot like your spring plans, my guess. But we're finding summer camps, including Kentucky's summer conservation camps, are being canceled this year. They're going ahead and being proactive. I know church camps are going to, have a tough year. I think, 4-H camps, et cetera, are going to all face, if they're not already faced tough decisions, if they have not already faced tough decisions, they will be facing tough decisions.
I think
for
those
the summer
parents are going to
season.
be like, open the camp now. And you're staying for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that our campgrounds, when they do reopen, I think there are going to be a lot of makeshift campgrounds out in the backyard. Like, you just go live outside for the summer, please.
I mean, that's where my kids have been quarantined too.
Hey, Caneyville man has been arrested for DUI for the fourth time. Tuesday afternoon about 5:15, dispatch notified the sheriff's office that a Cadillac with two flat tires was traveling into Grayson County from Ohio County on US 62. The vehicle, a witness followed the vehicle and said that the car had turned onto Morgantown Road in Caneyville, where the driver, 48-year-old William Maloney, entered the parking lot of an apartment complex. They responded. Loney was seated inside. He knew he was driving on two flat tires, apparently, but said he had to because he had no other way to get home. He appeared lethargic and had delayed responses, given sobriety tests failed, et cetera, et cetera. Read about it at K105.com.
Stay sober, people. Stay sober.
A Kentucky deputy has died after crashing his vehicle into the base of a bridge on the Western Kentucky Parkway. Really sad to report this morning. State police said the single car crash happened before 7:30 a.m. yesterday at mile marker 43 of the Parkway. Deputy Terry Vick, age 43, was driving eastbound on the Parkway when his vehicle crossed the median and struck a concrete abutment before coming to a stop. The Associated Press didn't list any reason why he might have left his side of the roadway, but he was a school resource officer at Hanson Elementary School there in Hopkins County. So really sad to report of his passing. The NFL draft is tonight.
Wow, wait. Sorry. Our first sports story in a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a moment to enjoy it.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to bask it in.
yeah.
This originally was the NFL draft was supposed to be moving into Las Vegas today as the NAB show was moving out of Las Vegas today, but neither of those things are happening in the same way. So they're doing the virtual draft today. Joe Burrows will go to Cincinnati first. I don't think there's any doubt about that, and that'll be a good pickup for Cincinnati. But it'll be interesting to see where Mr. Lynn Bowden goes. In ways, his senior season made his career, but in ways it may have hindered his career because now NFL teams don't quite know what he's best at because he played quarterback, he played receiver, he returned punts, and so now
Does
they're
it
like,
all.
I don't know, what do we do with this? It's just, so I hope Lynn gets drafted tonight. I hope it's not tomorrow, maybe, but there's some people saying he might not get drafted. And I'm thinking, who wouldn't want Lynn Bowden on your team? I mean, come on, people. And where did it go? Oh, I saw a story this morning that I've got the final decade before I'm technically old. They did a survey of people, and people say that at 57 you're officially old.
Oh, good.
At age 57. So
That
when
time.
you turn Heinz 57, you are officially in the old category. So enjoy it while it lasts. What, Michael Jordan's 57, I think, right? So he's officially old.
You're like stuck in the bottle.
I guess. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. We got plenty more. Hang around. We're going to do an illusion later on in the show today. I think you'll have some fun with it. That's coming up here on In the Know.
At Litchfield Pediatrics, we don't just love our community, we love yours too. Serving surrounding counties from Warren to Hardin, our growing network of physicians and professionally trained staff provide the best in pediatric care. Now offering new online appointment requests, available 24/7 and can be accessed by visiting our Facebook page. Give us a call at 270-259-5641 or stop by our new facility located at 901 Wallace Avenue. Litchfield Pediatrics, providing the best in pediatric care.
This is Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles. Before this crisis happened, 1 in 7 Kentuckians struggled with hunger, and it has only gotten worse with lost wages, missed school meals, and seniors isolated at home. That's why this station and Feeding Kentucky are uniting against hunger. You can help your local food bank by donating at feedingky.org. With your help, we can make a difference. Consider donating today at feedingky.org.
Craving a sandwich with mouth-watering chicken that's full of flavor with perfectly salted fries? Well, right now you can swing by McDonald's and bite into a classic McChicken and a small order of world-famous fries for just $2 and add any size soft drink, like an ice-cold Dr. Pepper for just $1 more. Get what you crave with McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Due to the COVID-19 virus, the Sicilian Bank feels it's in the best interest of their customers and employees to temporarily reduce lobby services to appointment only. All banking transactions will be directed to drive-through only until further notice. You may also conduct business by phone by calling any of our banking centers. For a complete list of banking centers and phone numbers, visit thesicilianbank.com. Committed to you, and thank you for your patience during these uncertain times. The Sicilian Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
I'm Kevin Brooks with Future Design Building Material. These are challenging times we're facing, and with so much uncertainty, it's natural to be concerned. We know that the health and wellness of your family is most important. To work through these challenges together, we are offering new services to help. You can now call in orders and we'll deliver them curbside. We'll even deliver to your front door if that's what you need. Going forward, we'll continue to adapt to the changing conditions to continue to serve. We're all in this together. Call 270-259-9311 or go to fdbm.net and tell Future Design Building Materials how we can help you.
Apple's new, cheaper version of the iPhone officially goes on sale Friday, and most reviews say if you're looking for a less expensive, stripped-down version of an iPhone, the device could be for you. Wall Street Journal says the iPhone SE is for like a person who has a broken 6S or for someone whose iPhone 4 still somehow works, basically someone who doesn't want to pay a lot for an iPhone. SE is the only remaining iPhone with a once-beloved home button, still has a high-performance camera, but does have a small screen and a small price of $399, which is much cheaper than the starting $700 price of an iPhone 11. Google is making it easier to keep track of the shows you want to see. Just search what to watch, and suggestions filtered by type, category, and provider will show up, and all you have to do is then add them to your watch list. Spotify is out with the Artist Fundraising Pick that allows musicians to link out a verified fundraising page for themselves, for another artist in need, or for a separate initiative, all from their profile. Tech Report, Larry Olson.
This music is my healing. This music is my healing. When I know I need some healing. 'Cause when this world upsets me, this music sets me free, yeah.
Today is Cherry Cheesecake Day.
I love cheesecake.
It is World Laboratory Day today.
Big fan of that.
That's with a B. Laboratory, not laboratory. Completely different. You shouldn't treat a laboratory like a laboratory, and
No,
vice
you
versa.
should not.
It's English Language Day today. And it's Talk Like Shakespeare Day today. So
Oh.
maybe
I'm not
I was
good at
supposed
that.
to say laboratory instead of
Thou knowest
laboratory.
where the laboratory is.
So if you want to talk like Shakespeare, just instead of you, say thou. Instead of y'all, say thee. Thy, thine, ye are all good pronouns. Call all your friends cousins. And say things like, methinks, mayhaps, in sooth, and wherefore.
I like it.
And then you can talk like good old Will Shakespeare today. The master of the King's
English.
King's
Or the King's English.
That's right. Couple of handshake alternatives. We've talked about some of these. We've had the Wuhan shake. You put your foot out like that. Of course, then you still have to be within 6 feet of people unless you have really long legs. If you want to go Hindu, you can do the Namaste. So I don't really want to go the Hindu route, but that Namaste thing, that actually is short for the divine within me bows to the same divine within you. That's what Namaste means. There's in portions of the world, including Samoa, you raise your eyebrows and smile at someone.
I do that all the time. Am I Samoan?
That's your greeting.
What?
Yeah, with you all with too much Botox can't do that though. You'd be like,
No, you can't.
yeah, frozen face.
That's right. Misty, I really think you're going to like the way that they do it in Zimbabwe.
Okay, good.
The Zimbabweans, they have they have handshakes, okay, but they've avoided the handshakes. But now the handshakes are followed by 2 claps. So we would handshake and then I'd say,
Clap on.
and so I would clap, which is to say, hi, how are you? And then you would clap and say, I'm fine.
I'm well.
That's right.
Do I clap
And so
before or
there's-
after I say it?
I love it.
It's simultaneous, but it can't.
I'm what?
You can't clap while I'm clapping. I have to clap, and then you have to clap.
Oh, that's going to get a
But
little
I need
awkward.
like
And then-
lights to turn off and turn on.
That's right. So
when you
then
do that.
I would clap, and then you would clap. But it's not a unison clap. It's a rhetorical. Like I clap, and
It's
then
a
you
response.
say, "I'm doing." That's
Yeah.
right. It's a response.
I like it. That's kind of fun.
There's the hand over your heart. A lot of Muslim nations do that. So, and then there's the hang loose. What Hawaiians use as hang loose
Yeah.
is actually a greeting. Don't do this, and don't do this.
No.
No hook 'em horns, and no shout at the devil.
No. Don't do
You
that.
don't do that. But you can do the hang loose.
Don't bite heads off bats.
That's right. Don't
I felt like that needed to be said.
just avoid it. Thanks for the clarity. An Idaho woman is facing a 6-month sentence for having a yard sale during the pandemic. An Idaho mom of 6 has been hit with a misdemeanor charge that carries up to 6 months behind bars and a $1,000 fine after police say she held a week-long yard sale amidst the coronavirus pandemic. Did Andy Bashir's executive order specifically eliminate
I don't
yard
think
sales?
it did.
I don't know if it
I don't think that it
specifically
did.
mentioned
There's
in
no
there.
storefront.
I've not heard of. I mean,
I think so. Yeah, I read something
You
that
did read
yard
that?
sales are not allowed. I'm pretty sure I read it.
she's due in court on May 8th, and her husband tells a media outlet that they plan on fighting the citation.
Yeah, how much she got on the blue vase? Could you bring it to court with you? I'll meet you outside in the car.
So you saw some things in there that you liked.
Yeah, well, maybe a couple.
By the way, were you doing contactless commerce earlier today? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's a lot of that going on.
So this is what we do. I've sewed some furniture. We sit it out on the sidewalk, and then there is a baggie hidden around our house. They put the money in that.
Ooh, a treasure hunt.
Yep.
Okay. Might
that's how I've been
I
doing my
suggest
commerce.
you get a Venmo account? It'd be a lot easier than a baggie in your
I
yard.
have a PayPal.
Okay.
The
All right.
problem is the people
They
buying don't. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I got it.
Yeah. Get with it.
This story. I have a feeling you may take that clap thing to an excess.
I'm extra
Yeah.
about all things.
Okay. I did love this story that a World War II veteran got a mohawk at age 96, and it went viral with his wake-up call. 96-year-old Guy Whidden is a former World War II paratrooper. He got, after shaving his shock of white hair into a mohawk to spread cheer and grit among the coronavirus lockdown. He first sported a mohawk at age 20, back in 1944 to intimidate German soldiers the day before taking part in the Normandy landings with the 101st Airborne Division.
I like it.
His unimpressed lieutenant made him shave it off only hours before he got the new do, and the young American would go on to be the only member of his squad to escape D-Day alive.
Wow.
Inspired by the global fight to stop the spread, Whidden asked his granddaughter to help shave his hair into a sharp style similar to the one he wore on that fateful day nearly 76 years ago. He said it's all part of the quarantine wake-up call. Back in our day, World War II was referred to as a national emergency. And this is what we're going through now, a national emergency. So this isn't easy for people, and everybody's working together, and that's the good part of it, just like we did back in World War II.
Nice.
I would consider the
pretty
mohawk,
cool.
but it really would just be shaving my head. I have an inversion problem. It's a true story. I'm not able to
You
invert.
do. Yeah.
I guess I do have an inverted mohawk, actually.
Yeah, actually you do.
I got a little work to do back here in the really back to make it a true inverted mohawk. But so McDonald's is releasing and has released easy to follow template so you can DIY Happy Meal boxes. So if you're the professional bargain hunters woman of the year, or you've bought all the Happy Meals that you can afford to buy, McDonald's has made a template on their website that you can download, and it shows how to cut them and fold them into your very own Happy Meal box that your kids can color.
Why don't you just keep the ones you have, fold them, and pull them out for later?
That's kind of what I was wondering about.
Yeah, that's too much work.
Unless you just dropped your onions in it.
Yeah, I guess maybe one time the kids might think it was cool to make their own Happy Meal box if
But-
they've run out of other things. But
I mean, my kids were doing good to get a brown bag. Most of the time, I just threw their lunch in their backpack.
yeah.
Sorry, there's no bags today.
So, by the way, I don't know if you knew this or not, but they have McDonald's as also now they're offering free thank you meals, which is the Happy Meal with a thanks, for healthcare workers and first responders through May 5th.
I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
meal.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
good. I like it.
What about essential radio people?
Right?
Sure.
I mean, we're happy about a meal.
Junction City, Kansas is the site of a Baskin-Robbins store that apparently has enjoyed the Tiger King series on Netflix, because on their marquee at the Baskin-Robbins in Junction City, Kansas, their marquee says no relation to Carol Baskin.
I love it. I love it.
It's safe to come in here. We have no relation to Carol Baskin.
We may have
affiliated
the
at all.
coronavirus, but no Carol Baskin.
I've not seen the show, but I understand that Carol Baskin is a punchline.
Yeah.
Right?
She is.
Thinks she maybe had killed
It's
her
a great
husband
show.
or
Is
something
she a
like that.
villain on the show, or is
Yes
she?
and no. It depends
Okay.
on
Perspective, I guess.
Yeah, perspective. It does.
She has her lovers and her haters, I'm sure. And I know that families are having to get creative during these times. You know, the old adage of, I'm bored. All right, well, let's get creative. You know, like the old I'm bored when I was a kid led my mother to sending us out to the woods.
Or to a chore.
Yeah, or a chore, and come back at dark. Okay, so don't play the I'm bored card. But if
she
you're
wouldn't be
contained to the
ostracized.
house and you can't play hide and seek outside, then hide and seek has to happen inside. In Woodbridge, Virginia, an innocent game of hide and seek took a wrong turn when one of the hiders unfortunately got stuck in the washing machine. Amari
The dryer
Dancy
is one
found
thing,
herself bored and craving excitement, so she engaged in a game of hide and seek with her younger cousins. She thought it was a clever hiding spot, but it turned into a bit of a disaster when she could not get out of the washing machine.
Listen, I'm a believer. If you
I
can
love
get it
it.
in, you can get it out, right?
It seems
you just
like
got to go
it
back the
seems
same
like
way you
it's-
got in there.
That's right. Might require a little contortioning, but you got to be able to do it. We got to get to a break. When we come back, we're going to try an illusion that I don't know, maybe the biggest epic fail ever, but who knows? Maybe the greatest thing ever. We'll try it. Coming up here on In the Know.
Your choice of lifestyle directly affects your health. And while there are many complex factors surrounding your lifestyle, sometimes the simple truth is that you just need to feel better. Well, rest assured, your feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know you and your lifestyle so we can provide sound advice on ways to improve your overall health. So whether your goal is to maintain a healthy lifestyle or overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
A fake text message claims there's a problem with your FedEx delivery. Hi, I'm Rihanna Smith-Hamlin with the Better Business Bureau. The fake text addresses you by name and asks you to click on a link to set delivery preferences for your package. The message could also arrive via email. Some consumers say the link takes them to a survey which asks for personal information. FedEx will not send unsolicited messages requesting money or personal information. If something seems suspicious, contact the company directly. For more tips, go to bbb.org.
The University of Louisville joins a select group of national partners in the fight against this global pandemic. U of L is home to one of only 12 regional biocontainment labs in the country, selected by the National Institutes of Health to conduct research with infectious agents like the novel coronavirus. There, our researchers have turned to Kentucky's most prolific crop for help. Using tobacco as a host plant, we are exploring therapeutics and testing potential vaccines from research partners across the country. Kenneth Palmer is the director of U of L's Center for Predictive Medicine for Biodefense in Emerging Infectious Diseases.
The interesting thing about using tobacco plants for making vaccines or therapeutics for an emerging infectious disease is that we can rapidly scale up production of plants. And that is technology that's very special to Kentucky.
We are racing to find solutions to worldwide problems. We will get through this together.
Hey Kentucky, your voice counts. Taking the census helps Kentucky receive funds for school lunches, life-saving medical care, educational programs, roads and bridges, and other programs that benefit you, your family, and your community. The census is just 9 questions and only takes 10 minutes to complete. Plus, it's safe and secure. By April 1st, your home will receive official Census Bureau mail with info on how to respond. So Kentucky, let your voice be heard. Be counted. Learn more at CountMeInKY2020.com.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather. Keep the rain gear handy because we have these showers in the forecast for the rest of your morning and into the afternoon and even this evening. Temperatures will struggle to get to the upper 50s and low 60s this afternoon because of the rain. Tonight we fall down into the upper 40s and low 50s. From the Wave 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrews.
Did you know coyotes can outpace roadrunners by 23 miles per hour?
I believe it.
Just like that, I feel like everything I know about life has been called into question.
Yeah.
Because most of everything I know about life I learned from Looney Tunes, and the roadrunner always defeats the coyote. So you can't tell me that now suddenly the coyote is faster by 23 miles per hour.
Maybe he's faster. Maybe it's just the roadrunner was more cunning and
maybe
crafty.
Maybe. The coyote just should have had a better supplier of products. Acme didn't seem to do a very good job of that.
Always send him over a cliff.
So last night I watched an episode from earlier in the week. There is an illusionist, magician, whatever you want to call him,
Okay.
mind reader, whatever category he fits into you,
Witchcraft.
it fits into for you. His name is Dan White, and he is on Fallon a lot. And he did a mind reading trick last night in the virtual version of the Tonight Show that was so impressive upon me, I had to bring it to the show.
Okay.
Now, it may not work very well. I will tell you that if you're watching, you're in a much more natural position to participate. But there is a graphic that we have tweeted and is at I Heard It at K105.com. So if you go to, you ladies will be able to see your monitors, so you'll be just fine. But there is a graphic, a chart, that at the I Heard It link, which is in the top right-hand corner at K105.com, and it's also been tweeted. If you're watching, you'll see it. Okay?
Okay.
You're going to need the adding machine. You're going to need the calculator function on your phone, on your
need to
iPhone.
do that?
Yes. Yeah. You are going to need to be able to do that. So we'll pick up, okay, with, here's Dan White. Wait a minute. Where's the audio? Okay.
Some Play-Doh under the.
I was gonna say something. I was
All
gonna say, hey, dude,
You're not behind. You're not behind. You're just fine.
But that's what I mean. I think it's important right now, since we are all at home, to do something.
This is Dan White.
We normally would never do together. I want to do something with everybody at home at the very, very same time. So if you're at home and you want to try something really cool, let's do it. All you need is a calculator. And I realize that the easiest way to get a calculator is just by grabbing your phone. So if you have your phone, Jimmy, if you have your phone at home, grab your phone. If you have a computer, use that, or just an old school calculator. We just need a calculator. And once you've got that, I want you to open up your calculator app and hit 0. So we're at 0. I want you to think of a one-digit number, Just think of it in your head.
Okay.
Great. And without hitting clear, equal, or zeros, I want you to type that number into your phone. Good. And there's no way I can know what number you typed in, Jimmy. There's no way I can know what anybody has typed in. But we're going to make it more impossible. I want you to hit the multiply button. Good. I want you to hit a different single-digit number.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And hit the multiply button again.
Mm-hmm.
And a different single-digit number.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to keep doing that. Hit the multiply button and a different single-digit number. Multiply button and a different single-digit number until you get a number in the millions. And once you have a number in the millions, I just want you to stop.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wait for everybody to do that. Once you have a number in the millions, just stop.
Yes, I have it in the millions. Yes.
You got a number in the millions. Great.
Yep.
Everybody at home should have a number in the millions. There's no way I can know what number.
Okay, so how are we doing so far?
We're in
You
the
with us?
millions.
Everybody
I'm
in the millions? Okay,
yeah.
very good. All right,
Pretty high, though.
I just wanted to make sure that we're all, okay. All right, so here we go.
You've ended up on, but we're going to make it a little bit easier to remember. Jimmy and everybody at home, I want you to add up all of the single-digit numbers in your total in your head. So add up all the single-digit numbers in your head that are in your total.
Gotcha.
So now you should be thinking of a new number.
Yes.
You have that new number in your head?
Yes.
Good. Everybody at home should be thinking of a new number as well. Jimmy, I've got a list here of 100 different people, places, and things. I want you to find your number on this list, and I want you to think of the thing that corresponds with your number. So, for instance, if you were thinking of 61, you'd be thinking of churros right now. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pause on that just to make sure everybody can get to the list.
Yep.
Which we've tweeted. It's at iheardit@k105.com. So you look at your number that you came up with. Now, Misty, I would like for you on the back side, on the back of a piece of paper, I would like for you to write down your number. I don't want to see your number. And Beej, I would like for you to do the same thing and write down your number.
Got it.
Okay, and don't show one another. All right, so there's 1 through 100. Everybody got their thing?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
So now you should be thinking of a person, place, or thing. Let's take this another step. I want you to think of a country that most closely relates to that person, place, or thing.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
Good. Let's take this one more step. I want you to think of a famous landmark or monument in that country. Something that everyone would recognize. Famous landmark, monument, building.
Sure.
You got one?
Yes.
Great. So now you and everybody at home are thinking of a landmark or monument or building in your head.
Yes.
Jimmy, what if I told you that I've had a prediction sitting here this entire time of what that landmark is?
I wouldn't believe you. This is bizarre. I mean,
Let's start with everybody at home. I've had a prediction behind this poster on my wall.
Oh my gosh.
But if we look at things a little bit differently, you'll notice that this actually isn't a poster. It's actually a little postcard. And on the back of this postcard, I did a drawing. And that drawing is of the pyramids. I know you can't hear this, but everybody at home right now is thinking of the pyramids.
Wow.
But I can tell by your reaction, Jimmy, you're not thinking of the pyramids. Is that correct?
I'm trying to act like I did, but no, that's not what I was thinking.
Jimmy, what monument are you thinking of? What landmark?
The Opera House?
The Opera House. What Opera House?
The Sydney Opera House?
In Australia.
Yeah.
Sydney Opera House. Well, Jimmy, here's the thing. That monument's been staring at you this entire time. At the beginning, I mentioned that I've been doing some drawings with my daughter, and I have. They've been on this wall the entire time. And these aren't teepees or butterflies. They're actually...
Oh, my goodness! Oh, my gosh!
That's crazy.
That is what I'm talking about. Oh, my gosh. You are the greatest. Dan White, I love you, man. Oh, my God.
All right, Misty, what was your number?
Mine was 28.
It was 28.
Uh-huh.
Are you sure you got your sum correct? Because
Yes.
that's what locked it in when I saw it was like 27. And so I immediately went to mummy, and then I went mummy to Egypt to pyramids, and then he did the pyramids. So I got tricked whenever Fallon said the Opera House. What was your number, Beej?
18.
18. And so what was your thing?
So I had Australia and Coral Reef.
Is what she and I both put down.
Got you. Well, so it's a math trick, right? He knows
But
that it's either going to be
crazy smart.
27 or 18 is basically the way that it's all set up if it works out. But to do that remotely is
crazy.
But I see a lot of those tricks, those things that happen on Facebook, the math tricks, like add these, and when you see it, and I think, that's really fascinating the way all
Here's the
that
thing.
works.
I was trying to think of the Opera House, but I couldn't think of what it was called. So then I went to the next one, Coral Reef.
Right.
And then I saw she wrote down Coral Reef, and I'm like, it has to be Coral Reef.
He's good at what he does, and Fallon does a good job playing along as well. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. We're going to have chart toppers today, points to ponder, pearl of wisdom. We'll ring the bells. Got a whole lot more coming up here on In the Know.
A young family is thankful to be alive after being rescued from an isolated spot in the California mountains. The trouble began for Curtis, his wife Crystal, and their son Hunter when the family went for a hike and realized too late that they were stranded at the top of a 40-foot waterfall. The water was too swift to rappel down. They had no cell service and no way out. Curtis scratched help in big letters into his lime green water bottle. He also tucked an SOS note inside, which included the date and their location. Then he tossed the bottle over the waterfall and waited, hoping that someone noticed it floating down the river. A river, by the way, that was 175 miles long. The bottle could have washed ashore anywhere and never been found, but someone did find it, just a quarter-mile downstream, by two hikers who notified authorities. Rescue teams were able to save the young family just a few hours later. Have you ever felt trapped with no way out, without hope? That's a scary place to be, but it's also a powerful opportunity to reach out. Sooner or later, we all need help from someone with more knowledge or wisdom than we have. So if you feel trapped with no answers, reach out to a friend, a family member, or a local pastor. Ask for help, even if all you can do is scratch the word into the side of a water bottle. For more to help you thrive, go to FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
Craving a sandwich with mouth-watering chicken that's full of flavor with perfectly salted fries? Well, right now you can swing by McDonald's and bite into a classic McChicken and a small order of world-famous fries for just $2 and add any size soft drink, like an ice-cold Dr. Pepper for just $1 more. Get what you crave with McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Tax season is underway, and so are IRS scams. Hi, I'm Rihanna Smith-Hamblin with the Better Business Bureau. Scammers are pretending to be the IRS, saying you owe back taxes, and they're demanding payment over the phone with prepaid debit cards or wire transfer. If you don't comply, the scammer threatens you with fines and an arrest. Another version claims you're getting a tax refund, and scammers ask you for personal information. If you get calls like these, hang up the phone. For more tips, go to bbb.org.
In these days of unprecedented uncertainty, the University of Louisville is working to find answers to this global pandemic. We are working with hospitals to gather information, process tests, and learn how novel coronavirus is spreading and who it affects. Ruth Carrico is a professor in U of L's Division of Infectious Diseases.
The big issue is understanding the emergence of this illness and the pandemic response in terms of where the cases are, how many cases we're seeing, among what types of patients. We will certainly be able to better understand how transmission occurs. And when we understand how transmission occurs, then that provides us the tools that we need to develop some effective interventions.
Our work won't stop. We are a uniquely resilient and innovative community. We will get through this together.
Hey Kentucky, your voice counts. Taking the census helps Kentucky receive funds for school lunches, life-saving medical care, educational programs, roads and bridges, and other programs that benefit you, your family, and your community. The census is just 9 questions and only takes 10 minutes to complete. Plus, it's safe and secure. By April 1st, your home will receive official Census Bureau mail with info on how to respond. So Kentucky, let your voice be heard. Be counted. Learn more at CountMeInKY2020.com.
MB's point to ponder for today. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around, do the other trees laugh?
I would like to think so, but probably not.
I figured you more than anyone would hope
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Because it's
'Cause I'm
almost
weird like
impossible
that.
for you to not laugh if someone falls down. It's that
I want to make sure you're okay first.
slapstick
but
humor
I am gonna
that
laugh.
you enjoy so much. For anyone within the around the campfire today that has already finalized your Netflix doctorate. I mean, a lot of you got your bachelor's in Netflix and then you went back and got your master's. And this many weeks into it, there are a lot of you that say you're a doctor of Netflixology. And maybe you want to get a doctorate in Hulu or you want to get a doctorate in something else. Here are some movies. Here's a list of movies that maybe you've overlooked. And if you have, will be worth the viewing. This is a list from CNET, but it's one that I saw that might help you. If you've never seen Remember the Titans, starring Denzel Washington, it is a great movie. It is. I know it looks like it's about football, but it's not about football.
Even I like it.
It's uplifting.
It's a good movie.
It has tragedy involved. It keeps up with the timing of civil rights in our country, and so it's good. I think one that gets overlooked by a lot of people is Mrs. Doubtfire. Robin Williams, Sally Field, Pierce Brosnan,
Awesome.
Mrs. Doubtfire holds up. It's a great movie. If you've never known The Princess Bride, you must, you've not lived until you've seen The Princess Bride. And my understanding is it may be coming or maybe already be on Netflix as a new addition. Robin Wright, who plays Princess Buttercup, I think tweeted this week that it was coming to Netflix. I've not seen this one, so I can't vouch for it, but Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, they recommend as being a very good movie. And Billy Elliot, about a boy who wants to become a dancer. I've never seen that. And then Babe, the movie Babe.
Like the pig, babe?
Yep.
Oh, I love
Just
that movie.
don't plan on having ribs for dinner that night. It's probably a bad idea.
Gruesome. Yeah.
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
Have a salad.
Yeah, just have a salad. The 2020 NFL Draft is tonight. That'll be on ABC. I think it's on ESPN. I think it's on the NFL Network. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the season 7 finale is on NBC. The series finale, I guess, for Will and Grace. The reboot of Will and Grace, the series finale, is tonight on NBC, and that's followed by a retrospective called A Will and Graceful Goodbye. So 1 hour of Will and Grace tonight. Today's highlight in history, William Shakespeare died in Stratford upon Avon, this date in 1616. Spain declared war on the United States, this date in 1898. Hank Aaron of the Milwaukee Braves hit the first of his 755 Major League home runs, this date in 1954. Sirhan Sirhan was sentenced to death for assassinating Robert F. Kennedy, this date in 1969. Let's see. The first YouTube clip was uploaded this date in 2005 called Me at the Zoo. Birthdays today. Actor Lee Majors is 81. Michael Moore is 66. George Lopez is 59. John Cena is 43. John Oliver is 43. Tayo Cruz is 37. Gigi Hadid is 25. And Chloe Kim, the snowboarder, is 20 today. Those are your celebrity birthdays. James Buchanan, Gone But Not Forgotten, 1791. Stephen Douglas in 1813. Shirley Temple in 1928. Roy Orbison in 1936. Hervé Villechaize in 1943. All right, as the governor has asked us, we're going to ring the bells, pay tribute to those who are that we've lost, and also those who are isolated during the pandemic. So from here's the University of Kentucky Marching Band in My Old Kentucky. Grayson County briefing will be at 3:30 this afternoon on our digital channels and all of our radio channels as well. So we'll get the very latest information from county leadership on that. Here are chart toppers for today. Let's go back to 1953, and Nat King Cole was at the top of the charts.
And you're happy when you're blue.
With Pretend.
It isn't very hard to do. And you'll find happiness.
Were Nat King Cole and Old King Cole brothers?
I think so.
They were both Merry Old Souls, weren't they?
They both spoke the King's English.
Let's go to 1962. That was the year. Dee Dee Sharp was the artist, and she sang about something that we all love so very, very much. It's mashed potato time.
He's the original Wiggles. Spaghetti, spaghetti, mashed potatoes.
With gravy. With heavy cream. That's the good ones. Let's go to 1971. Ocean was at the top of the charts with a song called Put Your Hand in the Hand. By the way, I found out during the show today that Reese the Niece actually gifted my parents a Bob Ross toaster for Christmas.
Awesome.
So
How
best,
cool is that,
Best
right?
gift they ever got.
if she was allowed to have a yard sale, you might be able to pick one up, Misty, instead of having to pay full retail.
You can do it my way. Leave it on the porch
By
in a
the way.
baggie in the bush.
As a public service announcement, Mom says it doesn't work near as well on wheat bread. So do it on white bread if you're gonna use the Bob Ross toaster. 1980, Blondie and Call Me. We have Blondie 2 days in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Let's go to 1989.
Cool and not a bar.
Tone Loc,
I
number
want some
one.
action, but like Mick Jagger said, I can't get no satisfaction. The girls are all around, but none of them wanna get with me. My threads are fresh and I'm looking deaf. Yo, what's up with LOC? The girls are all jockey at the other.
Yeah, I'm
end
not
of the
sure
bar.
how long you can go with this.
Oh no, this
Yeah.
song tame compared to songs today.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like no, it's like listening to G-rated music anymore.
Well, it's been long enough.
1998, Joe D. Messina.
My love, I'll catch you later. Gotta let foot down on my accelerator and the rear view mirror torn off. I ain't never looking back, and that's a fact. I try.
She just should have thrown a jack. That's a fact. Jack.
Yeah. It's missing a little something.
And in the year 2007, Gwen Stefani and Akon. Akon was having a good year. He was number one with Don't Matter. At the same time, he was number one with Gwen Stefani on The Sweet Escape. And then 4 years ago today, Meghan Trainor was number one with No. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. Your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Misty Thomas, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA. 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105, your news.